I think there's several factors that come into play when we look at FLI's history. I think at the core, our management team and our council and everything that we do is fundamentally structured to be in line with our clients' needs. Our clients need competent local counsel that speak their language, that understand the risks that inside counsel face, not only in their domestic jurisdictions, but abroad. We're successful because we've been able to harness and to cultivate a culture where clients will always come first. And we streamline their various projects across those different jurisdictions to be in line with their domestic policies, with their codes of conduct, with their commercial and sales teams' requirements, and with the overall organizational structure. So outside of looking at legal as a silo, we see it as part of an overall operation that our clients need to be accountable to. And so I think the success is that our perspective is that legal isn't necessarily a cost center, but instead it is a resource that can provide tremendous amount of value if it's done correctly.
I've always liked that question, would I do it differently? Was the challenge worth it? As I look back, I think that having built this network, this community of integrated law firms of common interests, to disturb a market that was enshrined in secrecy and inflexibility and elasticity, right here in the midst of the capital of the European Union, I think it speaks for itself. I could have returned to the States and do it where it would have been probably easier and certainly much more congenial to my bringing into my way of thinking, but to have conquer the titans from right here out of Brussels, Belgium, where we endure 268 days of rain and clouds. It isn't in itself a significant achievement, and the fact that by being in Europe, we managed to naturally bridge both sides of the world. We could connect with the U.S. at a reasonable hour and connect with Asia at a reasonable hour. I think that added a significant advantage as well. The fact that most Europeans are multilingual, the fact that we can travel to 30 European capitals within a 2-hour flight. There are just a number of other advantages that as the world moved on and 20 years ticked, most of those young law students of 20 years ago grew up to be, LLM students with US degrees and UK degrees and Australian degrees. They became, fluent English speakers. And so now, as we look back, we say, wow, look where we are. But the journey started was practically an impossible dream. And here we are now with what we have, which is an incredible brand and a very prestigious business offering. I suppose in closing, if I had to redo something slightly different, I would have liked for Zoom to have been already a reality 20 years ago. So the carbon footprint of having flown to 100 countries to do the interviews over and over would have been slightly less, pronounced than I'm sure my travel did during the early days. But other than that, the people that I met throughout my life's work of 2 decades, the attorneys, the members of our board as they have rotated over the years, the managing partners of those firms, the young aspiring lawyers of those law firms in country that value and treasure what we were trying to do, and the tremendous opportunity that we would bring to them as they were sitting in Peru, and they were sitting in Uruguay, or they were sitting in Pakistan, or they were sitting in Albania. The fact that we were connecting them to the world, we were opening doors and opportunities to act for clients that would never find them. Those experiences I will treasure forever, and I wouldn't trade them for any convenience or any other way of doing it.